All right, welcome in. Today, what we're going to do is I've taken a couple of my things that are water soluble in nature. So I've got Derwent Inktense, I've got Artezo watercolor pencils, I have Caran Neocolor 2s, I have my little metallic paints. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done a review of these. That's what they are. Absolutely love them. They're super cute. And then my distress crayons, they kind of were like a little banged up, but I'm still going to use them because I am curious to know about this new book. Um, it presents itself. It looks like it should be a watercolor book. Now, granted, these I understand aren't watercolors, but I just wanted to know what they were capable of doing. I have a couple of little water markers, and I've got my little soda off to the side, and we are ready to have some fun. Now, what I have done is I've started a new little series. It's going to be coming out. It's called Once Upon a Coloring Book, and it's going to have quiet flip throughs. They have music, but it's a quiet, so no chat, just music, and it's just a fast flip. Then what I'll do is I'll start adding in maybe the chatty ones there. Let me know what you guys think of those. I know some people, they just don't like a lot of chat. They want to see it super fast, especially when you're shopping for things. You just want to know, hey, what does this book have and do I want it? I know, I keep saying this every time. I'm going to write it down. But yesterday, somebody had said that they have this book. They haven't had a chance to, I think they said they have both the books, but they've been too nervous to do it because their skill set's not there. And I get it. I was there a couple of years ago, and you know what? You have to start somewhere. So if this isn't a book that you want to start with, let's find you a book and let's get you going, because there's so many great coloring books out there, and I don't want you to not have your coloring book time because you're worried about what you can or can't do based on your skill set. We all have been there. Let's see, hold on just a second. Let's see, sorry about that. Let's see, will that cover? Yeah, that'll work really well. We've all been there when it comes to our skill set, so don't worry. You know what? You're in good company. We all do it. And so this is just a little plastic thing that came with the Ohuhu markers. A lot of times I will use like what is it called? A paper protector. The ones that you used to put your pictures in and that kind of stuff. But what I'm also going to do is sometimes on the plastics, I've noticed that they do have a tendency to bleed through. So what I'm going to do is I take the little one like this, and I'm going to sandwich it in between. I'm going to go like this. And it also helps to kind of keep it on the page. Okay, so we're prepped. We're ready to go. Okay, it's a little bit outside the edge, but I think it's going to be just fine. So this is going to be the first practiced page. And to be honest, we're just going to see what happens. Okay, so my Artezo, I got these a little while ago, and they are a budget set. And you know what? They are actually, the colors are really nice on them. So I want to try that, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. I think I'll just take, kind of match colors a little bit. So this is going to be kind of like, I hate to say it, but the throwaway page, because unfortunately there isn't really a practice page per se. Yeah, there really isn't a practice page. Well, you know what? I might be lying. Let's see. Yeah, well, I guess I could practice there. Well, what fun is that? Let's just go. Let's just go for it. Okay, so I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to match this, because I don't want to have to try to think about colors. I'm just going to go with what they have and put it over here. Now, where the difference is you can kind of see this over here actually has the bricks where they've not put the bricks in here. So, you know, you just got to figure out what you want to do. But this is about having fun. This isn't about trying to, you know, have perfection or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, and I still need to do these on my little bubbles because this is where it gets hard, but I guess I can find it good enough. I'm going to say the light yellow. Let's see, light yellow, and then the gold off to the side. I think that'll go well. So we need A51 and A70. A51 and A70. Okay. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take each element of the page and I'm going to try each of these items to see which ones work and which ones don't. And I am having a hard time getting this out of the box. But it will be fun to see, do all these work? Do one of them work better than the other? Light yellow is A511, which is right there. That was easy to find. And then the gold is the 570. I wonder if it's the actual gold 570. Oh, it is. Okay, so it's their actual gold pencil. All right, and then what else will we need for that little sign? I think that's pretty much it. The gold. You know what? I'm going to get gingerbread out also. 530. Let's see, 530. Oh, I'm going to have to get these in order. 530. Okay. 530. Okay, excellent. That gets us going on this one. And yeah, these are hard for me to get in and out of the tray. But I like, as you guys know, if you've been here any length of time, I really like to keep my items in a tray just because that's what I like. I like trays. They keep my things organized for me. I'm going to see if this works better now. I'm trying something different so that all of you can see what the colors are. Does that help at all? Maybe not. Okay, that may or may not help. I was just seeing if it would. All right, so let's dive deep. Let's see if this will adjust, and then we're going to get down to business. All right. I think I'm going to do this. I think that's going to help. Whoops. So sorry, guys. Okay. All right. So we're going to do 511. 511, and we're just going to start to go. Oh, and I'm just going to do light pressure. I'm just go round and round and twist. So just to kind of keep the edge. Now I've not used these, so I don't know what their okay, outside of just the little swatch, I've not really used these, so I don't know what their pigment is like. I don't know how much pressure you need. So we're going to find out right about now, like what kind of pigment do they have? So what I'm doing is I'm just pressing kind of light and then kind of heavy, because over here I want it to look, I don't want it to be solid in color. I want it to be a little bit like over here where it's got some darker shades. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. My goal is I really want the Faber-Castell Aqua, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of them. I can't remember the name of them. I do want to get those. I think having the Faber-Castell If I were to start with coloring knowing what I know now, I probably I probably would have gone with that, to be quite honest with you. I think because you can do them dry or wet. Oh, you know what? I do want to keep both. Okay. So I'm going to do this line. As you can tell, this is the gray and then this is the yellow. So I'm just take that all the way down. But I think I would have started off with those just because it gives you such flexibility, and that flexibility would have been very nice to have. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then, oh, when I go to work the Derwents, I will tell the story. There have been a couple people waiting on that story. Chrissy's one of them. It's not that great of a story. It's not that great of a story. It just shows you how silly I am in some of my stuff that I do for coloring. Okay, and then that's really dark over there. I'm going to pick up the yellow on this sign here. And it's mostly just really kind of there. Okay, I'll do it a little bit over here. Oh, sorry, I'm off screen. Okay, just kind of do that. And you know, I'll do a little bit over here, a little bit over here. And that looks like we are done with that color, but I'll still keep it up here. I'm going to use the gingerbread, which is 530. And I'm going to do that along here. I don't know if you can see that up there. So I'm going to have to twist it just a little bit so I can get the angle. Sorry about that. I will say these are very creamy, super creamy. Pardon me, I got to clear my throat this morning. They're very creamy. They go down easy. They're not granular feeling. They're not sandy or rough. They're super nice. I'm going to be excited to see how do they kind of blend down. And then I'm just going to hit, even though this top one has a little bit of the yellow, I'm just going to kind of hit some of that. I'm going to hit the corner right here and then go up. Okay, go up. All right, and then, oh, you know what? I missed a section. Good thing I still have the pencil out, huh? Got this. Okay, so it is nice to come back and do a color along. It is kind of fun just to spend time with you guys, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully you enjoy this. I am a beginner. Well, I'm not really a true beginner. I'm a little advanced, but when it comes to this, I'm kind of a beginner. But I think it's fun to try different things, different kinds of books, different kinds of mediums. I mean, just really kind of getting out there. But I think it's also fun to expand and try different art. You know, I don't want to just always color the same thing, even though I have fun coloring the same thing over and over. I do think it's fun to get out there and try something different, something new. And that has been fun, just trying to find different artists, different genres. And then, like I said, when I found this book, I was like, huh, this is kind of a cool book. Not one that I've seen too often. And I just wanted to give it a shot, give something a try that isn't right inside my realm. Let's see, so it's July. What are you guys up to? Our summer has started off. It has been, it's been a little bit odd here. The summer, it's like it started to hit us pretty hard, and then it kind of died down as far as heat is concerned, which I'm all for it. Though it looks like we might be on the rise again, so you know how that goes. Okay, so over here, I'm going to take that out. It isn't just, oh, you know what? that was supposed to be black. That's okay. I'm just gonna, so all I'm gonna do is go round and round and then go up and down just to kind of give that little shadowing effect. And then it does look like it comes down here a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back. It does look like do the little letters a little bit. Let's see. Okay. All right, perfect. Then what I'm gonna do is, it does look like over here, there's got some little bits over here of a little bit darker color, so very lightly. I'm just gonna kind of hit it just to try to add a little bit of color. I may even go back in with the tips of the pen or the watercolor marker, and not the watercolor marker, but the blender or the paintbrush, dip it and then do little dots. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the windows right here. Draw this down just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Well, I think that's close enough. I'm gonna move over here to the little board. Now this one's all over the top, so I'm gonna go real light onto the side. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, excellent. And then I'm going to take the yellow and right here on the edge on both sides, so here and here, I'm just going to do that, more of the yellow, the bright yellow, which is the 511. Okay, just do that all the way up here. Do that inside. I'm super excited to see how this works. They are very smooth. I wouldn't have expected something like this to be quite so smooth. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gold, which is $5.70. I'm going to do it a little bit darker here in the corner. And then go across. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to touch this down in some of these areas. Oh, so Amazon Prime Day. I have a couple of packages that are showing up today. Yes, I know. I shopped. You'll see in that there'll be a story there too. You'll be like, are you kidding me? Seriously? But you know, sometimes it's just very hard to buy stuff or to find it anymore. Like kind of where we're at, we've got, I'm sure it's not just us, it's everywhere. A lot of stores are shutting down. So finding and trying to get supplies is just getting harder. So unfortunately, it's kind of like you just almost don't even have a choice now. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I think that's not bad. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that, and then this will be the moment of truth. First of all, we'll see, can this paper handle? I don't know if it can handle water or not, like I said. it kind of gives the look that it can. So this is a thin, let's see, kind of a thin one. The hard part is I can't find my super thin one. I don't know what happened to it. It's around here somewhere, but I have one that I really, really love. Oh, I kind of got some on my shirt. That's not good. Okay. All right, so what I normally do is I just take my paper towel, I fold it in half, so it's like a square, then I fold it like that, and then I'll do it one more time, and then I just wrap it on my finger like this, and I have it like that. So it's like really close. All right, we're gonna start over here. Let's see if how this works. I always try to start furthest away from me, which isn't gonna be the furthest away. Yeah, even though I wanted to start in a small space, I'm just gonna double check, make sure, okay, I can feel that. We'll start over here. All right, let's see how this works. Oh, wow. Okay. Not bad. Wow, these blend down really nice. Wow. Ooh, that's a lot of water on that. Probably need to. Sometimes they put too much water out and you're like, oh. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? If you just want to get started with a little bit of water, these are a great little set so far. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. Okay, it is, kind of wrinkling up. I don't know if you can see that or not. It is wrinkling up a little bit. The paper is not horrible, but it was one of those things that I was like, I just wasn't 100% sure. Like I said, it presents itself like a watercolor book because the artwork is watercolor. But when you feel the page, you're like, no, this can't be watercolor. But like I said, I was just curious to know, could you do it? And I think if you go fast and you don't put too much water down, it's actually not bad. Okay. Okay, so I'm just kind of, as you can tell, I'm just kind of brushing. When I get close, I might do the little bounce bounce or jump jump, tap tap, tap 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 tap. The bounce or the jump, it's still holding on to the paper, like I'm still on the paper. If I tap, I'm going off the paper. So just kind of just quickly seeing if I can get the colors to move. And they are. They're moving nicely on the paper. Okay, the three colors, they're moving nicely. Okay. Okay, good. The water is not flowing quite as much as it did when it first came out. Okay, I'm just kind of going, when I get to the colors, I'm going round and round to kind of mix them. Sometimes I'll go, you just got to feel what's best for you. Okay. Okay. All right. Not a lot came off. Okay. I like that. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try it this way. So, okay. Okay, I'm just taking some off. Okay, so just dot, 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 dot. And then I'm just going to blend that down. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I probably would have done that a little softer, but that's totally okay. Okay, I'm going to try it once again over here. So I do that and then just a little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of dot, dot, dot. Just to try to give a little bit of this darker part over here. Okay, you know what, this is, okay, if you are wanting to start with watercolors, I think this might be just a really fun way to start it. Okay, adding that little bit is kind of nice. I'm going to go back up here and add that little bit darker in through here. Can you see? Oh, I might need to come down just a little bit. Okay. All right. You know what? I am going to go back over this, just over the top, just to kind of blend that down just a little bit more. Oh, okay. And that's interesting. I want to see what the gold will do. So this one is the 570. Okay. I'm just curious. I'm going to do it right here. Oh, that's a nice color. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's not, I wouldn't say it's metallic. Oh, sorry, off. It's not totally metallic-y, but it does have like a really good color. And to really just go in there and add that little depth is kind of fun to do. Okay. All right, I could probably futz and putz a little bit more. I think what I will do, this poor piece up here is getting all the water. I want to see what it's looking like. Okay, not too bad. I wouldn't have dotted that so heavily. I'll give it time to dry. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I feel confident in putting the yellows away. So I'm going to put those away. Okay, that was fun. I had a good time playing with those. And so that is the Artezos, the 72 set. Now I want to try the Inktense, and I will tell the story. Again, it's not that great of a story. Oh, this is part of the story. When you open it up, that woof smell just comes through so nicely. Okay, I think I am going to do, let's throw down the grays, and here's part of the other story. Okay, so we're going to throw down the grays, and we're going to see which grays. I think the grays will work well in through here. Okay. Okay, so this set that's in the tin of 36, these are actually the 28 new ones that came out. That's this color. And you know what, to be honest, I think I'm going to use most of them up here for the brick. I don't really see anything that looks great except for Storm Dust maybe. I think I'm going to be able to find everything I need through here. Okay, so let's figure out this, and then as I'm painting, I will tell the story. Okay, Payne's Gray. over here will be good. And that is 2120. Let me get that one. I love that Payne's Gray. That is such a great color. Wow, it's, well, Payne's Gray with a little bit of neutral gray, it's looking like. Okay, so we'll go neutral gray. Oop. Okay, Payne's Gray, natural gray. I don't know if I want the ink black. Let me see. I'm going to check over here real quick. Yep, I think I'm going to pull that storm gray. Wait, storm dust. I don't know if that's what I said, but the storm dust. Yeah. Okay, so I think, and then I do think the Chinese black. Or Chinese ink, sorry. Okay, Chinese ink. All right, so those are going to be our colors. And I'm going to keep those over here so I know which ones are which. Okay, so here's what we've got. So if you have the original set of 72, let's see, Storm Dust is the only one. But if you only have the 72 set, the Storm Dust, I bet ink black would probably come the closest. So these are going to be the ones that we're using this time. So 2030, 2110, and 2120. Now, the other one is Storm Dust, and that is 2107. 2107, and that comes from the newest set. So sorry about that. All right, so we're going to get going, and I think I'm going to go Payne's Gray is going to be what I work with. Okay, Payne's Gray. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep those off here so I can see them. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we're going to get going. And okay, how best to do this? I'm gonna just focus over here for right now. So I'm gonna take Payne's Gray. Let's see if, does that work better? Yeah, Payne's Gray 2110. And I'm just going to Payne's Gray, make sure it's the lighter of the colors over here a little bit. So I'm just going to go very light. I'm just going to go circle. Oh, okay, that wasn't nearly as creamy as the other ones. So very light-handed, just putting just a little small amount down. And just lightly, just kind of putting it down where, you know, kind of in the center of the brick. Or not the brick, but the stucco. Okay, and I'm just going to do that all the way down, try to follow this line here. All right, so the crazy, silly story about my Derwent Inktense. So when I first got started, I honestly didn't know what I was doing, and I just started buying everything and nothing was working, and I was like, but I didn't realize about paper, and I didn't realize that different art, different styles all require a different, I don't know, medium. So I saw these and I thought, oh my gosh, these would be beautiful. And I bought a Kirby book and I was like, oh my gosh, these would be gorgeous in Kirby. Like, I was like, I could just see it in my brain. Like, that's going to be nice. And so I got the Kirby. I bought this set, the 72 set, and they came in and oh, I just loved them. It was the best thing ever. Then I can't remember. It was probably like, was it like a year later or something like that? That is when Derwent introduced the expanded pack, the expanded version of the pencils, and they added the 28. I believe it was the 28 color. Oh, this, you can see how harsh this went down. I must have something on this that's just not participating very well. I'll just twist it. So I bought them, or I wanted them. Well, I keep these in their tins. Why? Because I like keeping, as usual, I like keeping them in the tins only because it gives me the ability to hold more items, just because having them in a case eats up a lot of space. So it's just more of that. But for these, I like to keep them in the tins, because when I open them, oh, the smell on these is just so divine. I mean, it really is just like, ooh. Well, I didn't know what to do, because the new set, when I went in and I bought them, you could only get them off of, I think it was Colt Pens. Now, see, I kind of made a mistake here, so I'm just going to go in over that. I think it was Colt Pens was the only place like you could buy them. So I got the 28, they came in, and then I was like, now what am I going to do? Where am I going to put them? I thought I could just go on to Derwent's site and get a tin. No. It was almost impossible to find a tin. I was everywhere trying to find a tin, couldn't find it, didn't want to put them in a book. So here's the crazy part. I went and bought the 36 of these colors just so I could get a tin to hold the 28. So what did I do? I pulled all 36 of these out, put them in a book. I know, how stupid is that? Put my 28 in here. Guess what? Months later, I found out the glorious smell that these have are the same in the tin as they are in a book. So I have the 36 that are in my backup book of pencils. Like I do have some that are in the book, but I have the 36 in the backup set, so that when I run out over here, let's be honest, I will never run out. I can pull them over here, but they still smell the same. So that's the crazy little story about the stupidness that I did for pencils. Told you it wasn't that great of a story, but it is the crazy things that we will do. But I do only give myself a little bit of space for those type of items. Okay, so Storm Gray, which is the 2107, I'm just going to go over and then start to blend this out a little bit and pull it in, just so that it has that little bit. I don't know if you can see Storm Dust right here. Oh, Payne's Gray. So you can see what Payne's Gray looks like. So here's Storm and here's Payne's together. So this one has a little bit of a blue to it, and this has a little bit of a brown to it, but it'll be like a good mix. So yeah, that was the crazy silly part of what I did with my Derwents. That was just, it was so silly, and it wasn't my brightest it wasn't my brightest of moments. Okay, so I'm just going over, kind of blending this in. Again, I don't know what this is going to look like, and it may, Inktense, their tint comes out a lot, so I kind of go light on these, and I'll always go back if I need more color, but I would rather start small in the color, light, and then bring it forward as I need it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, that will do well. And then let's see, the neutral gray. Let's see if I can show you. Where is neutral gray? Where is neutral gray? Oh, here it is. It's right in front of my face. So it's just one down from the Payne's gray. So hopefully you can see that okay. All right. And now I'm just going to go further out. I'm also going to go up the column. I'm only going to stay on this column and over here. So you guys, what do you store all your pencils like in the pencil case? Because really, I do have, like I said, I do have some in the pencil case. I have my Prismas just because the box is like that box is really large and it doesn't fit very well. And they're so temperamental and fragile. If any of you get that comment, fragile. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go around the shadows, just kind of darken them out a little bit more. But yeah, they're so temperamental, and it's kind of like, so I keep them in the case. I do have my Lyras in a case. I have my Lightfast in a case. And then I did have my one set of Brute Pruner squares. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just I saw people that had cases, so I bought cases. And now after I realized how much it takes to keep things in cases, I really don't. Now my other set of Brute Pruner squares, they're in a case, they're in the tin, and I prefer them that way. But I'm just kind of curious to know what works best. Is it just because I'm limiting myself to space, so I'm being a space miser? I'm being a space miser. Honestly, when I started this, I never thought I would have a collection the way that I do. I didn't think I would become as addicted to this as I have become. I guess, is that how you all started? All just were like, oh, I'm just gonna dip my toe in, and then it was like an avalanche came down on you. But I'm enjoying, out of all the hobbies that I've had, this is quite possibly the funnest. Well, okay, outside of gardening and sewing, even though I'm not that great of a seamstress, I prefer this one, I think, more just because it gives me more. I can pretty much do this anywhere. Like, I can do it when we're out and about, like out and about meaning like on vacation. I can do it sitting in the doctor's offices. I mean, there's just a lot of places that it can just kind of come with me. But then it's just a ton of fun, and a lot of it's because of you guys. This community is an awesome community. So I'm always curious to know how do you guys feel the same? I know it can be intimidating. I'm intimidated all the time. But you know what? Until you get out there, until you find a coloring book, it's just paper. And if you don't want to go in this book, go find another book and buy 2 of them. I mean, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there. Sometimes. Okay, I'm going to go a little darker right here on the corner and down here. I'm going to go in here. Okay, I think this video is getting long, so I'm going to try to finish up fast, just this right here. So we're going to go with the Chinese ink 2030, and I'm going to just kind of hit all the other parts in here. Okay. Perfect. So let me know what you guys think of your color. Like, what do you prefer? What's your favorite medium for water? And I don't really care if it's a watercolor. I mean, these were water pencils, watercolors. These are ink. I get it. The others are crayon type things. What exactly is Neo2s? I don't know what those are. Oh, they're a pastel. They're a pastel. Da, 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 da. So I'm just curious what you got, what's your preferred, what's your go-to, what do you like the most? And I think it just depends on the mood that you're kind of into. I'm going to hit this down here a little bit. And then I am going to do this a little bit darker, carry this through. Okay, guys, this is either going to look pretty spot on, not spot on, but it's going to look really good, or this is going to be a mess. I don't know which one. Oh, I don't know which one it's going to be. Okay, and then you know what? I want to do the storm or the Payne's Gray one more time. And I'm going to go over everything very, very lightly. This, I mean, ever so lightly, very light hand is what I'm going through on this. Because I don't want it to overtake, but I want it to blend down with a little bit more of that bluey, gray, browny color that Payne's has. I just want just a very, very light, light, light. Just as a, you know, like after you, okay, for the women out there, well, I guess not anybody who wears makeup, you know, when you put that final setting powder on, it's like that, just very tap, 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 very light, light, light. You don't want it to overtake. You just want it to, okay, woo. And sorry about the reach there, Chinese black. I am going to go over here and put a little bit of shadowing in. Like that's where these shadows are right here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, just going through, touching up super quick to give it that dark, shadowy color. Okay. We'll see how that works. All right. Okay. I'm going to take this off camera just a little bit. I'm going to give just ever so small squeeze because I don't want I don't want a flood of water, but I also want to clean out. It's yellow, so it's not like, okay, let's see if that, so I go like this on my, it's like testing out. I don't know if you can see that. See the water right there? That's almost too much. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, excellent. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to go round and round because it is kind of cement. All right. Oops, little too much water. Round and round. Oh, that's way too much water. Oh, no. Okay. All right. This is why this is not my favorite pen because it just lays down way too much water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that through. There we go. Yeah, it's just laying down way too much water. Okay, I'm just lightly trying to touch it. Okay. Woo. Okay, I'm going to drag this through. So I'm going to pick up from here and drag that in. Okay. And let's see. I'll drag that up ever so lightly. Okay, you know what? I'm liking this color. Getting these colors. Whoops, that's just a little too much. Pull it back through. So I'm sure you can see through. It is circles with kind of a jump. Okay, I like this. So circle, circle with a little bit of a pounce. I'm not lifting it up off the paper. Because when you lift it up off the paper, you do get like a little dot, which isn't bad. Okay, down. Okay. Wow. Okay. I am glad that I laid, you can see how with Inktense, just a little goes a very, very long way. Okay. Oh, I'm liking that. I may come back when it dries and maybe darken it a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how it's coming over on the camera. I was looking up, but I don't want to look up without. Okay, now on this one, I am going to pounce. I'm going to bring it up, jump off, pounce, 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 and lift it off down here, and then go like this, just because I want to try to give it as much of a cement-like look. Okay. That's actually not bad. Definitely need to come in and do darker up here. I pulled a lot of that off. You can see where I pulled that off. But not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so Inktense work really good in this book. Let's see how that... Okay, not bad. Not bad. Whew, get that. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to put those off to the side. Those work great. Let's see. What should be the next thing that we try? Let's try Caran Dash. Let's see, is there anything in here? Because I only have this small set. There may not be a color here to use. I'm so sorry. I think we're headed on to an hour. I apologize. I want to try to use as many as possible. Let's see. Brown. I'm looking to see what color real quick do I have to make this quick. Okay, I don't know what that is, but it's kind of a green. So we're going to go with the emerald green, just so it gives us something to try. So it looks like, I have no idea, but it's right here and it's over here. So we're just going to do a small piece here. Uh-oh. A little piece, a big fleck went down. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit dark there. Now, the one thing I've noticed with these is where these put down a ton, these you put it down and it's like just a little comes out, which again is not bad. And this is where I wish I had my other pen. Okay. Okay. Oh, those work well too. Oh, the flood of water. Okay, and then I'm gonna drag it down. Okay. Those, I know it's small. I was just seeing that there was anything else that I could do. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna do the brown down here just to give us a little bit more, just so we can see. So we're gonna put that down here. It's weird, it comes down, I don't know if you can see it, but it leaves these big globs. I don't know why, I don't know if that's the paper, but it like holds, the paper's holding different parts of the pigment differently. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the black just to see if I can darken that brown up a little bit over here. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's a lot. There we go. Okay. It works great. Yep, that works great too. All right, wonderful. And wish we'd had time to do more of that, but at least we know that these work well on it. I think pretty much anything is going to work, but we're gonna do quickly. There really is nothing on this page that needs a metallic. However, I do want to see if metallics will work on this. So, okay. So there's this little flower pot right here. I'm gonna do it right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop a little dot of water in here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna let that set and kind of activate this metallic while we go over here, and we are going to do, so we've got greens that are along here. I'm going to use this one, the Distress Crayon. This one is Rustic Wilderness. Yeah, I don't know if this one's going to work. These were, I don't know, these are like, I don't know if I like these, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of circle, want to make sure, are we in frame? I think we are. So I'm just going to go real quick. I'm just going to kind of hit where these would be. They don't have to be perfect because over here they're just kind of like a watercolor like look. Okay, there we go. You know what? I should have done the, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because this is like the test page. So all of this is going to be the distressed crayons, and then what I am going to do is I'm going to take this side over here with the Caran dash. This one is the yellow green, and I'm just going to do this part right here. I'll come in later after it dries and I'll put dark, but this would give us a good idea how this works. These go down so smooth compared to the distress. I mean, it still goes down smooth, but just thicker, feels thicker. Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay. Huh. They're not bad. They're more, I will say they do give a more more of a watercolor pencil-like feel to it. Huh. Actually, these little distress aren't bad in this book. They have a more muty down flare to it. I know that they're kind of blending down into the glass, but that's okay because when I go to cover it up with the black, it'll... Wow. Okay, so the distress crayons, they work. I like them in here. They definitely give a very watercolor, maybe even more than the water pencils did. Okay, so this is the Caran Dash Neocolor 2s. They work beautifully. Yeah, these did great in just giving like a base. I would say put these down as your base and then come in and do some detail work with pencils. Okay, those worked very nice indeed. Okay, thumbs up for those. Love them, love them, love them, love them. I think everything is doing great in here. All right, so even though that's not a metallic, I'm going to do it as a metallic. Okay, so what I do with these, I just put a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that water in there, and I'm just going to go ever so lightly. I don't know if you can see it at all, but it'll start to pick up and it'll almost become like paint. Like it's really cool. And then I'll just drag it out because I want it to be slightly thick. I don't want it to be totally runny. But unfortunately, this pen is leaking water like crazy. Okay, there we go. That should be good. I'm going to do a light tap. Yep, there's a lot of water there. A lot of water there. Okay. And I'm going to line it and pull it out. So I'm going to go like this, line it and pull it out. Okay, and then I'm going to really brush this down. It does feel like you're getting rid of a lot of your paint, which I know. Rinse it out pretty good. Tap, 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 and now I'm going to see if I can drag it across. Got to do it fast because this does dry. They can dry up fast. There we go. That's what I wanted. So I don't know if you saw, but I kind of wanted to go up and down, but around is fine too. A glob of water came and I was able to remove some of that. Okay, that works really nice. And then let's see if I can go super dry on this and go fast before the water comes out. There we go. Okay. The metallics work great on this too. Okay, so did I get everybody in the pool? I think I did. So we got the metallics. They worked really well on this. We have the Caran Dash over here and up right here. They worked great. Loved them. We have the distressed crayons by Ranger right here, and they worked really nice. And I'm curious to know, like, I'm gonna kind of carry this in here. Who else did we have today? Oh, we had our Derwents. They worked beautifully all along here. They worked great in this book. And then we had water pencils or watercolors from Artezo. This was all the yellow. They worked so well. I absolutely love them. And you know what? That's everybody. I was able to practice everybody on this page. This was long. I think we're now up over an hour, and I apologize. However, hopefully you like this. For everybody that wanted to know if watercolors could go on here, they can. Let's see if the page, I don't know if you can see the page or not. See that it's actually, you just have to be real careful with the water. But I like it. So at any rate, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this. My thing is if you own this book, so again, this is Urban Anna Coloring Book, Enchanted Storefronts from around the world. It's got 45 whimsical storefronts to color in, and they do work well. The watercolors, whatever it is that you have, try it. Just don't put too much water down. And until next time, remember guys, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there. Get your pencils that are sharp, get your markers that are juicy and bright, and get your watercolors. Get your watercolors, put it down on your paper, and enjoy your coloring time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.